Greetings everyone, Russ, Climie, Tiberius Images, photographer in Grand Rapids. Just wanted to take a quick second, introduce you to this interview with Adrian Butler, better known as AB in the West Michigan area. We're doing a new series here where we're going out and actually trying to create a conversation of the event professionals in West Michigan and what they're doing, what's working, what's not working, kind of where people came from, and what you can expect if you decide to reach out to them or hire them for your event. AB is a Renaissance man. He's gone from performing artist and hip-hop artist to now DJ, and he's also now dabbling in the world of clothing design, and that's gone very well for him. He'll talk more about that, but just he's a genuine good guy. I met him a few years ago when we were working an event together, probably 5 years ago for a couple corporate clients here in town, and just an overall nice guy. He's a husband, a father to two girls. Like I said, started off as a hip-hop artist. In 2011, his band was named Grand Rapids Best Band. 2012, he and his band headlined the local first street party, and over the last few years collaborated with a whole bunch of different folks to create a sound that gets people up out of their seats and onto the dance floor, and that is for sure true. I've worked with him several times over the past handful of years, knows what he's doing, and I definitely encourage you to watch this video where he talks about the best parts of his industry and what he does, and the things that he's not so good at still as a business owner, and what he sees for the future of the world of music. And the best part I love about this video is he says right now in 2017, there's more music being produced by people around the world than there ever has been. And so he just continues to create and craft his sound and try to reinvent himself on a regular basis. So I encourage you, watch the next interview. You'll love it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Take care. Excited to be able to hear a little bit more about your story. And to let you guys know, what Adrian has got going on here in West Michigan. And so let's first start.
Yeah.
It's DJ AB, Adrian Butler. Like, how do people refer to you these days?
Mostly it's either AB or Adrian.
Adrian. Okay.
That's usually what I actually don't like DJ AB.
Anymore.
I just prefer AB.
AB, okay. And is that
yeah.
something that part of your creative process back in the day?
I think so. So AB started because before I was a DJ, I was actually a rap artist.
Wow, okay.
I made hip hop music with a live band.
Okay.
And so AB it's my initials. I needed a really cool rap name. I couldn't come up with anything. Everything was already taken, you know what I mean? So AB just was what people were calling me, and it just stuck. And so I just kept going.
Kind of moved it forward.
Yeah.
So you've had this. You've had this career of your bio is pretty interesting because you've gone from rap artist to DJ to creative professional to now clothing designer. Back in the day, I mean, what were you doing before all this? What was your 9 to 5 job? Did you have one of those at some point?
Yeah, I was a retail manager. yeah. That was one of the only jobs that I could find, and for me worked out in terms of flexibility.
Okay.
Because I have a daughter. I have two daughters. I have a daughter that's 14 and a daughter that's 3. So I've always, family time has always kind of been it's a bad word to throw in there.
That's all right. They know what you're talking about.
It's been very important, you know what I mean? And so retail, I could work 32 hours. My managers are really cool. I could do that in 4 days. I'd have 3 days off, a couple nights off. I could manipulate my schedule. I became a manager, so then I was making the schedule. So I could always figure out ways to have time to do music stuff in the evenings. And so I typically operate on 5 to 6 hours of sleep on a good night. And so that was, that's what I did. So I got used to conversations with random people, and that kind of spilled over into how I do music and how I DJ.
Yes, because I know you as the DJ that. So he and I have met many times. We see each other often throughout the year at different events that I'm photographing, and that you're providing music and entertainment for. So, but you said you did rap music first, but did that shift into
Well,
being a DJ because it pays
yeah,
the bills? Or
yeah.
how's that
Oh,
work?
exactly. Like I was a rap artist, and I was not willing to, since I have family here, I wasn't going to be traveling, doing shows like in other cities, and you know, the music for me was more about the music as opposed to like the social aspects of the music.
The lifestyle.
So, yeah. Lifestyle. I mean, yeah, that wasn't my thing. So I needed a DJ to supplement money that I wasn't making as a rapper, right? And so then I had like an epiphany, you know, like 5 years ago. I was reading The Outliers.
Oh yeah, Malcolm Gladwell, great book.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that book. It's a fantastic book.
Yeah, and the 10,000 hour thing, you know, and I'm like, wait, like all these years, like I was a rapper and I was DJing on the side, but I was DJing all the time. You know what I mean? Like and so I was like, that's why all of a sudden, like I'm a good DJ and people want me to DJ, and I'm growing, you know, I'm running out of time to put into like rap music and to write lyrics and stuff because I have all these DJ gigs that I have to get ready for. And I think one of the things that I enjoy about DJing and doing different types of events, which, you know, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, but, you know, it's not just weddings, it's not just bars and clubs, and it's not just corporate events. It's like this weird combination of like all of those things. But being able to like really like develop a sound for each event. So like when I see you next time, like I don't want it to sound like the same thing that you saw me do last time. You know, I don't want you to be like, oh, like he does those songs all the time. Of course he's gonna play this song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and as you say that, as you say that, it makes me think. Every time I've seen you, the set list has been totally different. Like it's not even close to the same. Seriously, which is great.
Thank you. No, that's
means you're developing and still growing.
Yeah. Because I think that, you know, each event, each client, as you know, has a different personality, and you want to kind of accentuate that and honor their particular wants and needs, but you still want to make the people like go crazy and feel like it was an amazing party. But honestly, it's a great time because like right now, you know, if you look at your iPod or you look at your playlist on iTunes or what you're listening to on Spotify, a lot of people are listening to a lot of different things. You know what I mean? And I think there's more music coming out than there ever has been. You know what I mean? Like whether that's YouTube or SoundCloud mixes or remixes of songs, like there's so much to pull from. So I think I'd feel lazy if I wasn't doing it that way. You know what I mean? And but it motivates me. It keeps me interested too.
For sure, yeah. You gotta continue the creative process because you can't, you know,
for sure.
You can't just stop what you're doing and say this is good enough. At some point, you don't like that means there's going to be somebody 10 years younger than you.
Yeah.
That stays relevant, right? That's how the creative process works.
We're
always worried about the next generation.
Dude, yeah, for sure. That's so funny that you bring that up. I was trying to explain it, and I was trying to compare it to like athletes. You know, like athletes like it's more impressive, right? That Kevin Durant, that we're still talking about him now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's been years and years of new.
Like
I think it's 20? Been like 12 years.
Oh yeah,
I don't. Or Michael Jordan, for instance, like right, like for him to be the best, like the whole time that he's playing, like that's ridiculous. Right. Like that's, and so that's you have to do the same thing. Yeah, right.
Stay relevant. Yeah, that's one of the questions we're walking through right now. Is if I knew nothing, I'm trying to take myself out of the photo world and think through the process of, okay, if I didn't know what a photo business looked like, if I didn't know how to run a business at all, and I was 20 years old and I wanted to start a photo business, what would I do right now with the technology that's available?
Oh yeah,
media platforms that are available. Take everything that I've done, throw it out the window, and how would you start over? And I think that's an important question to continually ask yourself as a creative.
Oh yeah. No, you try. You know, I was doing that the other day. I was like, if I was just 21 and like I was sick of all the music that I hear everywhere.
Cha-cha slide every week.
And I wanted to go. I wanted to go into this space and just like give it lots of energy and newness. Like, what would I do? Because I think that was kind of like what I did when I started. Right? Like I wasn't as good at mixing music and like all the technical things, and like transitions weren't as smooth But what I did have was like I was young and I had energy and I wanted to see people dancing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play new music.
You made up for
you know what I mean? So
right?
Yeah. So now it's like trying to like have that combination of both, and then like you said, like knowing what's going to be cool and what's going to be cool next. And so like that makes my friendships with people that are under the age of 25 like even more important, you know what I mean? And that changes my conversations with my teenage daughter.
For sure.
You know,
14, you're like...
she's 14.
She's
like,
coming.
she just naturally like gravitates to like everything that's new and cool.
Interesting.
You know, so...
So what does life look like on a day-to-day basis then? Like in your business? I'd really like to know, like, what does it look like day-to-day? Maybe walk us through that a little bit, and then...
A typical day?
And then maybe big picture, too, like, as you plan out a year. Like, those are two very different questions, but, like, what do you got going this week? Just walk me through this week. You're obviously here...
This is a light week.
Okay.
Like, I scheduled myself off this weekend and next weekend. Wow. So like in the middle of the summer, like 2 weeks, because
family time, right?
Family time's important, right? And my wife is a teacher, and she's off this summer, so we want to take advantage of like all that stuff. So there's flexibility. But there are emails on emails on emails on email. It's like maddening right now.
So it's a good thing I sent you more emails this morning.
Between emails and Facebook messages and Instagram messages and text messages, like I'm just like, every morning is like a couple hours.
So this should be a shout out to anybody who's like under 25 and ambitious and wants to be in the music industry. He needs some help here. As you can do. No, I'm just kidding. You got Sarah.
Yeah, I still need help.
There you go. All right, so there you go, guys. Whoever of you is ambitious enough to reach out,
you'll learn so much. You'll be amazing. It'll look great on your resume.
There you go. So you got all kinds of correspondence. So that's administrative work. What kind of stuff?
And that's not like what I. That's not why. You know, it's funny because like I'm not good at that. I'll be honest. Like that's not when I look at the things that I'm good at doing. Like that part of it is not one of the things. You know, but it's like now it's a necessary thing that I have to be good at. Yeah. Otherwise, I won't be able to continue to do the thing that I love to do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you have a couple hours of that in the morning. If that only happens if I get up before my 3-year-old daughter, so she's up at like 6 or 6:30.
So hence why you're only getting 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah. So like if I'm up at like 4:30 or 5, I have I make coffee. I don't have to talk to anybody, and I just like go through emails and like
just hammer it out.
I try to, yeah. She gets up, and we do breakfast.
Because you work out of your home, right?
Yeah. We're working out of the home. Yep. So this is summer. So in the summer, she gets up, and I'm up with her, and we're hanging out.
Dad time. That's awesome.
My wife gets up a little bit later. It's like breakfast part 2 with her. And then we kind of like get on with the day, but by like 10 o'clock, we're doing stuff. So there's really 10 to like 1 is like a bad time for like emails and phone calls and stuff. In the afternoon again, I'm trying to like I usually have a little bit of time. I'm either like meeting someone. There's like meetings that pop up all the time. I love meetings.
Yeah, we're here meeting, right?
Yeah.
You're
every time I have a meeting with someone, I feel like I'm learning something. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning something that I didn't know, and I find that to be energizing. You know what I mean? So then there's meetings, and then there's like more emails that I'm trying to do in the afternoon, and then
at some point you got to do music.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So then the day just keeps going, and then music stuff happens usually like at night.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when the evening is when I'm like listening to new music and organizing music and trying to like write down my ideas and that sort of
Do you find you have a more creative time during the day? That's one question I have for creatives a lot of times. They typically feel like, okay, I get my best work done in the morning or in the evening.
Yeah.
Because everybody's so used to 9 to 5.
So if I flip it, if we like look at the school year.
Yeah.
During the school year, that's usually going to happen between like, and this is funny you asked that because I just am realizing that this like in the last like year or so, but like I would say like afternoon.
Okay.
Like 12 to 2.
This is your most creative
It's
time.
like a time when I find that like I have a lot of energy and I can usually get like
Just focus. Yeah, which is, I think, with anything that we do in the creative space, it revolves around focus. Because somebody can work 10 hours a day,
for sure,
not be focused, and say they work 10 hours and get nothing done.
Yeah, no, you're
or
right.
Or you can have 3 hours in the morning or in the afternoon or the evening and literally get 10 out the value of 10 hours
for sure,
work,
for
work
sure.
done.
But it's always on my mind too. So like
You are your message. Right?
I have like, you know, things that I have, notebooks are like everywhere. I've got like 4 or 5 notebooks that are like always in different places because like always, you know, I'll be driving and I'll pull over to the side of the road so that I can like write something down or find out the name of a song or something like that. Because like if I don't, that's annoying. Like when I remember that I had an idea and I can't quite remember what it was, you know, or the full, like, you know, like, or like if I don't take good notes and then I go back and look at the notes like a couple days later and I'm like, what did this even mean? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I know it must have meant something like really important. I wrote it down because I wrote it down. So I was like definitely feeling something, but like what was that? So taking good notes has become really important for me.
So what's the best thing about your industry? Because you're obviously, so I know you as a musician, but you're also doing clothing. You're doing event design now. I know you just had a big event at the art museum.
Yeah,
you called it I don't want to call it the wrong thing.
Yeah, fluorescent black. Is
okay,
what
fluorescent black is what you call it.
Yeah. Which fluorescent black was actually the name of a mixtape that I did like 4 years ago. Okay. So it was an older idea, but that mixtape was based on like 1980s Miami Vice sort of like sound and imagery. And so it's something I've always liked, and it felt really good for this event. But yeah, so DJing is still the largest piece of the pie, and then I would say that the event design is a smaller piece, like that come in second, and that and the clothing are kind of like right next to each other. So, and those are both only about like, you know, between those two things, it's about like 15% of like what I do. Like 85% of what I'm doing is still DJ.
Mixing music. So what is the best part about your industry in that regard? What do you like best about the music industry with what you're doing, serving clients on a regular basis?
I like the freedom that I have, right? Like there's creative freedom involved in everything I'm doing because you know, clients will have things that they want, but like ultimately what they really want is for people to have an amazing time. So like I might start in one way, right? Like the client might be like, yeah, we like really want like this to be like an 80s sort of party or whatever. But within that, like I like pushing the boundaries of that and like figuring out ways to, you know what I mean? Like, like there's so many different ways to do like 80s music. Like what's going to be the way that's going to like get the most like reaction and allow people to have the best time. So like I like the challenge of, and everybody's doing events now, right? Like corporate parties are
especially in West Michigan. I mean, the economy's growing. People are coming here.
Like all these businesses want to do events. There's like, you know, fundraising events. There's like fashion events. There's like these events are a thing. And
so if you guys, if anybody wants to know what events are going on in GR, just email AB, right? And he won't get to you for 3 days, but he'll let you know.
Yeah. Give me a few days to get an answer to you. But that's the thing is that like, and everybody wants their event to be better than it was last year and better than the event that they went to before. So I think that event planners and people that are organizing parties and events are like looking for ways to do that. So there's lots of opportunity for DJs. There's lots of opportunities for me, but I think the things that is like the challenge and the fun part of it is like, like I want every event that I do to be better than the last one I did too. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to outdo myself because I don't know, that's like a motivational factor for me. For sure. Like so each event I do, I want it to be like the best one I've ever done.
So what are you doing right now, or what are you seeing right now in the space of events and music that could maybe help somebody who's looking to plan an event 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road? Somebody who has never heard of you, they haven't hired you, but like the cool stuff that's going on right now that you enjoy doing and you like seeing, versus like I would say that at one point there was, people still play the cha-cha slide at wedding receptions,
Yeah,
but it's
do.
like, is that really what we should be doing? Like, is there something new that we could do, right?
Yeah,
Right,
well,
the best.
I'm not gonna reveal all my secrets.
Sure.
But
give us one or two
one thing
things you like
one thing you said is important, and that's like the planning. Like planning is like super important. Like you said, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and that's about right. I think like for weddings, I'm sure it's like 18 is better. Right? But like that's part of it, is that like having the right venue, like location, and having the sound aspect like figured out. Like those two things are super important, and like those are the things that are the two main things.
So people shouldn't assume that like if they hire a DJ or a sound person that they'll show up, they'll have 2 speakers and everything will work perfectly. Right?
No, you should not. You
There's,
don't
like,
know.
There's sound
so
design,
many. Yeah.
depending on how things are going to bounce. And give me a story about that.
Somebody will come to an event that I DJ, and like Blue Water Technologies did the sound.
Okay.
Blue Water is like amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like
big company out of Detroit.
You've seen what they
huge.
do. Like it's crazy. Like it's like a concert in whatever space you're going to be in.
Sure.
I don't have the resources to provide as much sound. You know what I mean? So like
because they're filling a ballroom with like 600 people.
It's crazy.
It's a massively open space.
For sure.
It has to be that way.
So and they this is what they do, right? Like they just do sound. So when people go to an event and they don't know that, right? They just know that like there was sound. Like a lot of people, it's surprising, like don't pay attention to like the speakers or.
Oh look, there's 2 speakers.
They don't pay
There's
attention
probably
unless there's a problem. If there's a problem, then they pay attention.
That's when your value comes in,
right?
right?
If it doesn't sound good, then they're paying attention. If the microphones are cutting in and out and there's feedback, then they pay attention. If the DJ sucks, then they pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, but
just overlooked.
Yeah. So like when people are designing events, that's like one of the main things is like, what's it going to sound like? If you get a DJ, like you need to talk to them about like what the speaker system's going to be like, and like you guys need to be clear on expectations. You know what I mean? Like, because it's sad when you go to an event and like when it's time to dance, like the music doesn't have anywhere to go. Like it doesn't like it's not elevated,
get people,
right?
It doesn't get people up.
It's like if you're at a wedding and like the music's a certain volume level for dinner and cocktail hour, and then people are dancing and it's like the same volume level, like you're like, this is something's kind of off, right?
I go tell the DJ, I'm like, hey, can you turn it up 25%? Because people on the far side of the dance floor right now, they're having normal everyday conversations. They don't even have to. They don't even have to raise their voice, and they should have to.
You should have to raise your voice. When you raise your voice, like you get more energy, and like it becomes more energetic, and then you get tired of raising your voice, and then you start dancing, and then like, you know what I mean. So like but
it's this whole process of why it's you reading the crowd too,
for sure. And that's another thing. Like you can't. How can you? Yeah, an iPod from someone that's never done a wedding or never done an event or what, you know what I mean?
I hope it works.
I understand.
It's like a Hail Mary.
There's cost concerns involved. You know what I mean? And for some parts of an event, an iPod could be fine. An iPod might be fine for dinner music. If you have a group of people that want something really quiet and want to talk and they're like older clients or something, that could be fine. But like if you have like honestly, like younger people are not used to like sitting at a table and having dinner. Their dinners are more like, I mean, you've seen it. Like you've seen trends of like strolling dinners and cocktail tables and stuff like that. People want like a little bit more energy during dinner. You know what I mean? And you can't. Your iPod can't tap into that, and your iPod can't see what people are singing along to and dancing with their feet to while you're DJing, so that you know like what they're going to want to hear later and how to push the party. You know what I mean? So like, there's just a lot. So
so who do you like working with best? Like if someone came to you and said you get to have this type of client, who do you think you work best with? Is it
I work best with the clients that give you like their broad idea. Like, oh, these are like 10 songs that we really love, or these are like a handful of the artists that we really love, but we really want you to do your thing. Then it's like we're gonna have an amazing time. Those are like the best parties.
All right, good.
When you know like there's like maybe there's like 2 artists that they just don't want to hear, at this event, or it's just like being able either having creative freedom to do that and like knowing a broad idea of like what people want, or clients that are like creative themselves.
Okay.
That's one of the things that like I appreciate.
Yeah, like I know we
or the client that respects creativity.
Yeah, I know we worked with Kari at St. Mary's Foundation a ton at their events. Like she's extremely creative.
For sure.
But she knows when she's working with other creatives, it's a matter of, hey, I know you're going to do a great job. Do your thing. And just make me happy because I know you will.
No, that's exactly right. I would say she would probably be one of the better. Yeah, she's one of the best examples. She's fun to work with.
So you just need more people like Kari, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like it's like I want you to come and I want you to DJ, but then like I'm also going to like come up and talk to you every 10 minutes about like what song you're going to play next, or like making sure that you can play this, or like when you start getting like request after request after request, and I'm like, if I was a bad DJ, I could understand, but like you're making a request when the dance floor is like full, like so like that's great, but like you don't have to like keep coming up.
Sure.
And then when people because those people that request everything, they also request things that are like just like, of course I'm gonna play this song, like when 24 Karat Magic came out, like, did you have 24 Karat? Like, of course I have 24 Karat Magic. Like,
is that a trick question?
Like, what is? I don't understand. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. So what are the questions that you get asked over and over? Like, here's what I love. Like, you probably get asked one or two questions over and over and over again, and I'd like you to have the chance to just answer them right now on camera. On this, so that you can literally just send this to people and say, "Here, watch this, so you can get to know me, and then you'll get your questions answered." So, are there,
What are
the questions that you get asked?
One of the questions that I get asked quite a bit is how much it's going to cost for me to DJ, and that's not a fair question to just ask when I don't know anything about the event.
Sure.
Or the location.
So what would you like to know?
Or the time frame. So I need information.
Yeah.
Like we need to like actually like discuss this. You know what I mean? Like and for whatever reason, people sometimes feel like awkward about talking about money. And it's like it's just money. Like it's what it is, you know what I mean? Right. Like so if you have heard about me and you're approaching me to do an event, like that means you kind of know that I'm probably good, or you've heard good things, sure, right? Yeah. So let's just be honest and like make it like as quick and real as possible. Like I'm not trying to charge people unnecessarily for things, but at the same time, like I can't just because what happens is things change. And people say that they want music, they're like, oh, we only need you to play from like 8 to 11. And it's like, okay, really? Like, yeah, just 8 to 11 is all we need. And then, of course, when I was younger, I'm like, okay, that's great. Like, I lock in a price. And then it's like, well, the space has to be set up by like 4 o'clock. And I'm like, what? Like, I have to set up that early? And like, oh yeah, we didn't mention that, but that's kind of part of the thing.
I call it project creep.
So so I'm like, oh, okay. So now, okay, that's cool. Okay, so I'll make that work, and in the now I know, like in the future I should probably find out about that. Like if there's some crazy setup obligations that need to be fulfilled, or and then it grows and it just keeps growing, and like people realize that then can we borrow your microphone for the ceremony is like a favorite question that I was getting asked a lot. And I was like, borrow my microphone? Like, you just need a microphone to borrow? And they're like, well, yeah, and because I was like, wait, what? Are you gonna plug it in? Are there speakers there? Well, we might. I don't know. So you don't need the microphone. You need like the microphone, and you need a sound system, like right and. Yeah.
So my question to you is, if you get some information, like for me as a photographer, if I get information from people and they tell me those details, and I as a professional realize, I'm probably not the best fit because either budget or the scope of the project, are you one that will refer people out?
I do refer.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can't do everything. Right. And there's some things that like I honestly like I don't want to do.
Sure.
Things
just not in your wheelhouse.
And if we don't know, and if we can't talk about music that you love and hate, like, then that's going to be a problem too. Because like if you have, everyone has a different idea of dance music, right? Like you have people. It's West Michigan, and there's like this strong like country presence here, right?
There is.
Yeah.
No,
oh man. So like country music, for instance, is like not in the realm of things that like I love to DJ. It's just not. So
Fair, yeah.
But there are other DJs that I know that do love it.
Yeah.
And
they probably knock it out of the
and
park.
would kill it. Yeah. Yeah. So like I'm not going to try to do it because then we're all going to be frustrated. Like because it's for me like money is important, but like I want to have fun while I'm making money, and I'm not going to have fun if they're not having fun. You know what I mean? And they're going to know that I'm not having fun, and it's just not. It's going to be weird.
So
get somebody that's good for that.
Yeah. So once you get some information, and if it's not in your wheelhouse, you're happy to refer it out. But what's the one question that you would like clients to ask you, but they don't? Like what's the topic you would like to talk about when they do call you?
That they just kind of
that you as the creative, you actually know this is, but they just don't know to ask it because they're not in the industry.
People don't think about locations and like that sort of part of it, right? Like they have a space booked and they want to have sound like outside and in this room and in this room and like simultaneously and like from one part of the event to the next, and that's something that like I need to know, like if multiple rooms are involved,
okay,
like that's going to change
because
it's going to change the cost,
it changes the flow of
and
the
the
event
flow.
too.
The event has to flow correctly.
Yeah, because if everybody's stuck out, if everybody's outside smoking cigars on the outdoor patio, but you're set up to DJ, you got music out there, but if you're physically inside.
Exactly.
The dance floor's empty. All of a sudden, it seems like not a great party.
Right. And it might not be not a great party. Like people might be having a blast.
Right.
Like and they generally West Michigan in the summer, July, August, it gets dark really late. And so that's the thing that people don't think about either is like the timing of
like,
I
just had this conversation with the
dinner probably should be a little bit later or go longer or don't finish dinner and think that everyone's ready to dance.
Yeah, it's too bright out.
It's too bright.
Yeah, it's too bright.
And people want to enjoy, like, people want to look at the lake and smoke cigars.
Yep.
And if the bar's outside and the dance floor is inside,
game over.
It's over.
Yep. There you go. There's the tip for you. If the bar's outside and the dance floor's inside, like, expect
you need
them to
the bar and dance floor need to work together.
Oh, there you go. There's
as
the
a
tip.
team.
There's the tip of the day for you, all you guys out there.
That's the thing. So, yeah, man. And I cannot recall a time that myself or like friends that I know have eaten dinner and then got up and like went to dance like immediately.
Interesting.
Like there's like just naturally, like think about yourself. Like after you eat dinner, like are you like
it's like that 30-minute before
you need a little bit of
you go swimming type rule, right?
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like it's so you kind of have to have those things in mind as you're planning an event.
As the energy level goes up. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, so where does this all go for the next, you've been in business since I've known you for like the last 5-6 years.
Yeah,
for a while.
So DJing has been like my main thing for about 4 years, but I have been DJing
for a
longer
long time.
than that.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
Yeah, for sure. But as the main thing.
So where does it go? The next 2 years, next 4 years. Where do you see it going? Where do you want it to go? I guess maybe that's.
Yeah. I like the way that it's going now is great. I want to continue to grow. And I want to continue to like expand and like go into other markets, you know what I'm saying? So travel is a thing that I want to do, but I'm starting to get into like concert DJing.
Okay.
Like
so bigger venues.
Like I opened for Lil Wayne at 20 Monroe Live, and
did you guys hear that?
I'm doing
fantastic.
It was fun, yeah.
That's great.
And then I'm doing the Breakaway Festival at the end of August, so that's like Travis Scott and Zed and like a lot of like newer cool bands and artists and that sort of thing. So doing some of that stuff would be cool, and I just want to grow like artistically too. You know what I mean? So just kind of like further developing my sound and developing events that are my sound as well as like doing events that are like very music focused, where people are coming to the event for the music itself. And then growing the t-shirt / clothing part of what I'm doing too.
Yeah, which that stuff's great. I'll make sure to include some links that people can check out.
Yeah, so that growing and the DJ stuff growing for the next couple of years, it's probably gonna like just continue to look like what it looks like now, but just better and like a little bit more like.
Well, better customer service because you're gonna end up finding somebody that's gonna come take your emails and phone calls for you, right? No, it's great.
Yeah, that part about it has to. Yeah, that's getting better.
Hey, it's great. It's the dealings of a business, right? Dealing
for
with
sure,
stuff
like growing pains, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like these are all good problems because like.
You got too many people emailing you.
Having that as a problem is far better than like being like, where are my clients coming from? You know what I mean? Like so I'm happy about that.
So where can people find you online? So I just
everythingab.com.
Everythingab.com.
Yeah.
And then you're on social too?
What are social media, social Instagram is like the most fun thing right now. And that's AB is Adrian Butler.
All one word?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's it though. That's the way. There's a blog on the website that's kind of fun to read, and
so people should go there. It's everythingab.com.
Yeah. And if you go there, you'll also get links.
Yeah, there you go.
To all my other social.
So that's your home on the interwebs.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
And make sure to check out everythingab.com and see him at the next event you're at. See you guys later.